हाँ जी, fourth year students, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now, today I will teach you very important and common disease of skin, which is called psoriasis. You must all have heard about psoriasis. When you see in your general population, you see that it is not very common. But when you will attend the OPD of skin, or you may join a skin ward as a house officer, you will see that the psoriasis, this disease is quite common. So you should know about this disease. Okay, let's start psoriasis. First of all, the definition of this disease. It's a chronic inflammatory proliferative disease, and now it is also considered as a disease which have systemic manifestations as well. Previously it was regarded as only a cutaneous disease, but now it is a disease which has systemic manifestations as well. Now, what you will see in psoriasis, you will see red, scaly, sharply demarcated, indurated plaques. Plaque means any skin lesion which is raised and it is more than 0.5 सेंटीमीटर्स. ऐसे प्लाक और इसका जो छोटा वर्जन है, अगर वो 0.5 सेंटीमीटर से कम हो, दैट इज कॉल्ड अ पेप्यूल. ठीक है, पेप्यूल की एग्जांपल आप लोगों ने पहले पढ़ा होगा लाइकन प्लेनस में. लाइकन प्लेनस इज अ स्किन कंडीशन which presents with papule formation. But in psoriasis, you can also see papules as well as plaques. Induration means that these plaques are they are deep and they have the feeling of induration, that it involves the dermis as well, not the only epidermis. When it involves the dermis, then we call it as indurated. Now the incidence is 2 to 3% of the population in Europe and US, but the incidence in our population is not clear. Two peaks of ages. It can occur in younger age group between 16 and 22, and the next peak is above 50 and 60 years. Both men and female, they are affected equally. There is no sex predilections, so both the sexes can be involved. What do you think that what is the etiology or pathophysiology of this disease? Number one, it's a genetic disease. Now it is considered as a genetic disease. Some environmental factors may exacerbate, or they may cure the disease as well. Some environmental factors. In this environmental factors that are, you can say, are infections, medication. Some medication like beta blockers, they can increase the severity of the disease. Alcohol misuse, cigarette smoking, psychological problems, the ultraviolet rays, the sun. In some patients it can increase the disease, but in some patients, if they go into the sunlight, their disease become less in intensity. Some physical trauma. There is a phenomena which is called Koebner phenomena. If a patient is having psoriasis and he or she undergoes a physical trauma on another body surface area, then he or she will develop the lesion of psoriasis. So that is called a Koebner phenomena. So a physical trauma plays an important role in a patient of psoriasis. How can we diagnose the psoriasis? Investigations. One of the most important investigation in psoriasis is skin biopsy. We take a small portion of the skin and epidermis and dermis and some of the deeper tissues. Then we stain it hematoxylin and eosine. Then we can say this type of picture. Yes, you can see in the epidermis, this is a pustule. This is called pustule of Kogoy. And this pustule, this is a cavity, fluid-filled cavity having neutrophils in it. So this is called a pustule of Kogoy. The scientist who first discovered it was called, his name was Kogoy, so that's why it is called Kogoy, pustule of Kogoy. In the next, there is psoriasiform hyperplasia. This is not the normal epidermis. It has a very regular psoriasiform hyperplasia, very regular. And the retiridges, they are fused together. Sometimes they are club shaped and they are fused together. The retiridge is the portion of the epidermis which is indented into the dermis. So this is the papilla. This is called retiridges. They are fused together. This is dermal papilla, the portion of the dermis which is going inside the epidermis. It's called a dermal papilla. And there is lymphohistiocytic infiltration. There is increased vascularity of the dermis, which is a hallmark of psoriasis. There is parakeratosis. Parakeratosis means the keratin layer contain nuclei, and there is almost absent granular layer. Why the granular layer is absent? Because there is increase in the production of the epidermal cell and the cycle is shortened. So there is no enough time for the stratum corneum to become mature. So the nuclei, they are persistent, they are present in the stratum corneum, and there is no time for the granular layer to be produced. ठीक है? Okay, समझ आ गई histopathology? Histopathology is important. Clinical features, as I've mentioned earlier, erythematous, red plaque and papules having silver scales. Why they are called silvery? Because they look like their color is silvery white. This is a plaque. This is white silvery plaque. Full blown case of psoriatic plaque, or it is also called psoriasis virus. Psoriasis can also involve the scalp, and when it involves the scalp, it produces scales like these. When the scales are not removed, they form pityriasis amiantaceae, which is the asbestos. Asbestos is an element which looks like this yellowish element. So they are the thick scales on the scalp are found in case of scalp psoriasis. Follicular psoriasis. Follicular psoriasis means the psoriatic lesion, your erythematous scaly lesion around the hair follicle. Seborrheic psoriasis, if the scaling and erythema involves the seborrheic area, so it is called sebo-psoriasis or seborrheic psoriasis. These are the seborrheic areas, but the lesions are not seborrheic like seborrheic dermatitis. The scales are not greasy. In case of seborrheic dermatitis, the scales are greasy because they are the dried sebum. But in case the mechanism is different in psoriasis, but the similarity is that they involve the seborrheic areas mainly. So it is called sebosphoraces. Flexural psoriasis, if the psoriasis involve the flexors of the body, it is called flexor psoriasis or inverse psoriasis. One thing is different from other psoriasis on other areas of the body is that the scaling is less in the case of inverse psoriasis, because there is moistness in this area, so the scales will not be getting a time to be dry, so they will not be as the scales as you find in other places. Genital psoriasis, genital areas can also be involved in psoriasis. Palmoplantar psoriasis, if the palms and soles are involved. Why it is called non-pustular? Because there is one variety of psoriasis, pustular psoriasis, which also involves the palms and soles. To differentiate that variety from this psoriasis, it is called non-pustular palmoplantar psoriasis. On the hands and feet, you can see there is hyperkeratosis, there is thick scales, there is fissuring, and sometimes there is bleeding from the palms and soles. Nail psoriasis. Psoriasis can also involve the nails. Many of the presentation of psoriasis in nails, you can see there is pitting on the nail plate. This is due to the parakeratosis. The parakeratotic stratum corneum is weak, so it is denuded from the surface of the nail plate, forming pits. This is psoriasis. Subungual hyperkeratosis. Under the nail, you see this epithelium is showing hyperkeratosis. Hyperkeratosis means increase production of keratin layer, and it is not separating. Normally the keratin layer separates from the skin, but it has not any time to separate from the skin. Now the nail psoriasis. This you can see pits. You can see also swelling of the nail folds. Chronic paronychia is also a part of psoriasis. If a patient of psoriasis is seen by you, you should also always check the oral cavity of that patient. You can see this type of lesion, or you can call it a geographical tongue. Geographical tongue means that like a geography, like a map of the world, you see the lesions on the tongue. So this is a strong association of psoriasis. Ocular lesion on the eyes of the patient of psoriasis, you can see blepharitis. This is the inflammation of the eyelashes, conjunctivitis, inflammation of the conjunctiva, and even uveitis, inflammation of the posterior chamber of the. Now we'll see the clinical variants. One of the most important is acute guttate psoriasis. Pinpoint papular hyperkeratotic erythematous lesion if you find on the whole body of the patient, then it is called acute guttate psoriasis, and most commonly it is associated with many infections. Unstable psoriasis. Unstable psoriasis means that psoriasis you cannot predict that it will be relieved or it will worse. You are not sure, so it will change its morphology. So it is called unstable psoriasis. Erythrodermic psoriasis. When the psoriasis involves more than 90% of the body surface area with scaling and erythema, then it is called erythrodermic psoriasis. Erythroderma is a presentation of many skin diseases, so the psoriasis is one of them. Another important type of psoriasis is pustular psoriasis, in which the psoriatic lesions are not like the plaques erythematous plaques with silvery scale, but they are presented as presented as pustule, small pustule, localized pustule, and it could be generalized and localized pustular psoriasis. Now, generalized pustular psoriasis, or it is also called von Gimbusch type, after the name of the scientist who discovered this disease. Small non follicular pustules, they are sterile non-follicular pustule, appear on the body surface area, and the patient with systemic symptoms as well. You can see the pustules on the hands and on the sole. Now, atypical form of psoriasis, large plaque, hyperkeratotic. This is very rare. I haven't seen this psoriasis before, but it is there. It is called elephantine psoriasis, like the skin of elephant. Differential diagnosis. What other condition will you consider in your differential diagnosis when you see a patient of psoriasis? This is eczema, lichen planus, pityriasis rubra pilotinea means a fungal infection. Bowen's disease is a pre-malignant condition of the skin which initially starts as a plaque of psoriasis. So when the plaque of psoriasis is not responding to the conventional treatment of psoriasis, then you should also consider Bowen's disease in your differential diagnosis. How will you investigate a case of psoriasis? Clinical examination is very typical. You have seen all the photographs of the patients, and then you can do a skin biopsy, histopathological examination, which will clear the diagnosis. Management. How will you manage this case? First of all, reassurance, emotional support, general physical, psychological health, treatment of comorbidity, lifestyle, behavior. Because this is a chronic disease, it has an impact on the psychosocial health of the patient. So you have to consider all these conditions while you are managing a case of psoriasis. Some topical treatments are available if the case is limited and it is not involving more than 10% of the body surface area, uncomplicated psoriasis. You can keep the patient on only topical treatment. These include topical corticosteroid, vitamin D analog, ditronol, tar, topical retinoids, topical calcineurin inhibitors. These are the tacrolimus and all these. Phototherapy. Phototherapy is also an important and very effective way of treatment for psoriasis. So we'll use UVB and we can also use UVA. These are two types of phototherapy, UVB, UVA, and ultraviolet A, ultraviolet B and ultraviolet C. But we don't use the C in the treatment because it is carcinogenic and it is not reached on our earth due to the ozone layer. Now the systemic drugs. When the patient having psoriasis more than 10% of the body surface area, and if the disease is involving joints and nails, and the disease is having the patient is having the disease on the vital organs like the hands if he is a worker, and on the face if he is in the media or he or she is a receptionist. So we have to use the systemic therapy, and if the patient is not responding to topical therapy. What are the drugs which are used in systemic therapy to cure psoriasis? These are methotrexate, low dose cyclosporine, acitretin and fumaric acid. Newer therapies are now, they are used Now they are targeted against the mediators which are helpful in the pathogenesis of psoriasis. These are expensive, but they have lesser side effects because they only target the specific antibody. These are adalimumab, etanercept, infliximab. These are tissue necrosis factor alpha inhibitors. And interleukin 17 play a role in the pathogenesis of psoriasis. Now, a newer drug, that is secukinumab, is now used for the treatment of psoriasis. And thank you very much, and I hope you have enjoyed this lecture and you have some knowledge, if not more, about psoriasis. And psoriasis is not now unknown to you. And thank you very much. If you have any question, you can ask me in the group. And once again, thank you very much.